Welcome to the Town of Lexington Planning Commission meeting. This is our normal meeting being held at Town Hall at 8 a.m. Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022. The meeting is being broadcast live. A recording of this meeting will be aired on the town's information cable channel 1301 several times during the week and will also be available on the town's website. I am Jarrett Harrelson, the Vice Chairman of the Town of Lexington Planning Commission. I want to welcome our new members, Mr. J.T. Stevenson on the end. And our other Planning Commission members present are
Brian Amy, good morning.
Jeannie Michaels.
Good morning, I'm Jamie Fight.
Good morning, I'm Joe Robertson.
all right. If we can, Commissioner Michael, can lead us in an invocation, please.
Dear God, thank you. Let us pray. Dear God, thank you for enabling us to gather here this morning. May we have meaningful discussions that will help us build each other up and glorify your name. Help us to deal with the different challenges that we have as a team. It's all in your Son's name. Amen.
Pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Also, I meant to, John, if you want to announce.
Sure, I'm Brooke Poole, Town Administrator.
Good morning, I'm Brad Cunningham, Town Attorney.
To call the meeting to order. First, any deletions to the agenda? No deletions. Also, we need to approve the minutes from our last February 23rd meeting. Do I have a motion? Second?
Second.
Any discussion? No? All raise your right hand in favor. Unanimous. Any old business? No old business. Moving on to new business. Sketch plan approval of a new residential development at Carlin Avenue. John?
Morning. Land Tech has submitted a sketch plan for a new subdivision being planned on 25.3 acres on Carlin Avenue. Plan includes 132 townhomes and 44 single-family patio homes. Patio homes will be front-loaded on 40-foot wide lots, and the townhomes will be alley-loaded on 20-foot wide lots. The allowable density of residential development is determined by the zoning classification of the property. If the property is rezoned to PR2, which is, that issue is still outstanding, town council has to complete that process if they choose to move forward. But if it is approved, as recommended by the commission last month, the allowable density would be 8 units per acre. This development is proposed to have 6.9 units per acre. Properties with PR2 zoning do not have a minimum lot size as long as the homes can meet the setback and driveway requirements. The submitted plan shows 10-foot front yard setbacks, 10-foot rear yard setbacks, and 6-foot setbacks between buildings for the townhome units that are alley loaded. The patio homes will have a 25-foot front yard setback, a 20-foot rear yard setback, and 3-foot side yard setbacks. Plan shows that all units will meet the on-site parking requirement and exceeds the guest parking requirement. 153 guest spaces are provided throughout the subdivision. The code requires one space per 5 units, so almost getting 1 space per unit. The land development ordinance requires 20% of the site to be reserved as open space, with 50% of that space being improved active recreation space with developed recreation amenities. The submitted plan shows 7.8 acres of open space with 2.6 acres of active open space. The active open space includes a pool, walking trail, play field, and a detention pond, which we rarely see this as they're proposing a wet detention pond, which will be, be feature of the neighborhood. To be compliant with the ordinance, the project needs 5.06 acres of open space with 2.5 acres of active open space, so they've met that requirement. Access to the development is proposed to occur through a single full entrance from Carlin Avenue, supplemented by an alley access also from Carlin Avenue. Land development ordinance requires 2 fully operational points of ingress and egress if a project exceeds 149 units. The project location is bordered by a railroad track and an industrial area. A 65-foot buffer is provided between the subdivision and the industrial area. It's unclear how much of a buffer is provided between the homes and the railroad track. The commission should also consider the access requirement and the design of the walking trail. It's unclear, the walking trail that's proposed, it's unclear that if it'll meet the new code of 8 feet wide asphalt and concrete. And Mr. Steelman is here to.
If you'd like to step forward and answer any questions, if you state your name for the record.
Yeah, Kevin Steelman, Land Tech, 522 Lady Street.
Anything you'd like to add?
I think just that whatever the requirements are on the dimensional requirements for the walking trail will, of course, meet with our construction design drawings.
One of the questions I had was, with our new ordinance, with the 149 units, we require 2 access points. Currently, you're at 176 with 1 access point. I understand there's an alley, but it's not a separate access point. So that is a major concern.
Yeah, well, we I guess met multiple times with staff on that concern, and ultimately the access comes out from Carlin Avenue, so we felt like forcing a second full public right-of-way access, while it would meet the letter of the ordinance, it really didn't accomplish anything for traffic flow. So we worked with Randy on a concept where we would provide an emergency secondary access through the alleyway, but the primary access for the community was by a boulevard that got you to a central point in the community and then disperse traffic. So if we need to modify it to make the secondary entrance more substantial, we can certainly do that. But we, like I say, we coordinated that with staff, and I thought that we had satisfied what they were looking for.
All we have is what, what's
Yes,
presented to us.
I understand.
Any other questions?
You're familiar with the neighborhood Wellesley?
We developed well.
Yeah, I thought so. What would be the difference in this and Wellesley as far as that Carlin Road and the access? Everybody going?
There really isn't one. I mean, it would be the same scenario. At Wellesley, unfortunately, we have the very nice substantial entrances after you pass the first entrance. It's really there for emergency secondary access. So we would have the same situation here. But like I say, we can modify the plan to make that alley entrance a full right of way if we need to.
I guess we would need a second entrance. How that works out with staff, and John, I don't know if you have any comments.
I think you need to clarify what you mean by a second entrance. Do you mean a second entrance on Carlin Avenue or a second entrance to use the traffic somewhere else?
Right, we don't want another Wellesley situation. So that's one of the reasons why in the new ordinance we have under 149 units. One access, anything over 149, we need multiple access, and we're not looking to dump it onto the same area within 50 feet apart. We want separate access roads for anything over 149. So I can't speak on the rest of the commission, but if you want to, we can vote on the project we have here, or you can withdraw it.
I think that's what we need, yeah.
Instead of withdrawing it and talking to them about a extension?
Yeah, I mean, we've provided two means of egress for the community. One is a privately maintained alley, one is a public right-of-way. I don't believe the ordinance mandates that both accesses be fully operational public rights-of-way. Just ask for a secondary access, which we provided through the alley. And like I say, if we need to modify that to be a full right-of-way, we can. The property is separated from Highway 1 by a massive wetland and pond, so it's impossible to create any other access all the way out to Highway 1, so that whatever secondary access was provided would be to Carlin Avenue, which was designed and improved to handle this number of units. The apartment project that's there, a portion of the property we're purchasing is zoned high-density residential currently, and they had a future phase planned and then sold the land in lieu of adding the additional 124 units that they had planned for that site. So the intersection with Highway 1 was fully improved for this volume of units. We've studied the traffic there. There's no turn lane.
Do you have a traffic
We
study?
did. We had a traffic study done, and it determined the current traffic patterns and added our traffic volumes to it, and there were no improvements warranted to Carlin Avenue or Highway 1 based on the study that we did.
I got a clarification question for John. I think you're looking at the same page of the ordinance I am. It does say, fully operational points of ingress and egress shall comply with the following table. What would it take for this alley to satisfy that in the ordinance? Would it have to be widened or upgraded, or what does that mean?
I think that's a Randy question, but I
For
would,
Randy.
I would propose that it would be meet public road standards, built, constructed to 50-foot wide right-of-way and 25 feet of asphalt. But Randy might be able to answer that question more fully than I can. If you do that, though, if you create a second road where that alley is, you impact the design of the subdivision. I'm not saying it negatively or positively, because I don't know, but you eliminate the ability of some of those units to be alley loaded as required. So your townhomes would not be, so you may end up having more of the patio homes in there than some of the townhomes. I don't know how that would work.
Can the sketch plan be put on the screen? I can't see it, but I don't know, maybe it's on the screen you're looking at. But
We have it on the packet.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
All right, so if you look at the, where the cul-de-sac, the Y intersection is, just beyond the amenity center, if we flip the Y down back out towards Carlin Avenue, we could extend a 50-foot public right-of-way back out to Carlin Avenue there. In lieu of the alley, it would be, I don't know, 8 or 10 units. It would have to be reconfigured in terms of probably the road that they're loaded on. And John's right, maybe there may be a few units more that end up being single family and a few fewer alley townhomes.
So I'm gonna go back to what I said. Would you like to withdraw and resubmit to where it meets the ordinance? Or would you like for us to vote on how it's submitted? So I would say overall, I like
I think if you vote and you vote no, I'll resubmit next month and with a sketch plan with that revision, or it would seem that you could put the conditions on there that intersection be redesigned with staff to meet the full right-of-way in lieu of the alley. I don't think we're talking about a substantive change to the overall concept, but
Well, we're talking about a whole access point, so I would disagree with you on that one. So we can do whatever you would like to do. I was under, John, you correct me if I'm wrong, but if you withdraw, is the timetable the same regards to time? Okay, so
Yeah, so I think it, you know, if, we can withdraw it if that's what,
It's your choice. I'm not trying to do it either way.
yeah, well, I suppose we'll withdraw it and resubmit it next month, and we'll ask council to defer our zoning second hearing. Thank you.
We're going to withdraw item 1. And we're going to move to item 2, annexation of Lexington County Tax Map 5496-04-005, located at 34 Industrial Drive. John?
This will be a little easier.
Problem?
Third Mason Real Estate Retirement Trust owns 5.1 acres on 2 parcels that are being combined into 1 parcel at 134 Industrial Drive and has petitioned to annex the property. The property is currently undeveloped. Properties in town near this one are zoned industrial, and Industrial Drive is already classified as an arterial road. Due to the surrounding conditions and the location of the property, the same zoning and road classification is recommended for this parcel.
See an applicant here. No. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Unanimous. Moving on to item 3, annexation of Lexington County Tax Map 4496-02-096, located in the 2700 block of Mineral Springs Road.
P4SC Holdings owns 4.3 acres in the 2700 block of Mineral Springs Road and has petitioned to annex the property. Property is currently undeveloped, but the owner plans to subdivide it into single-family lots. Properties in town near this one are zoned protected residential 2, not 3. And Mineral Springs Road is classified as a collector road. It needs to be mentioned before we move forward with this, that there are some staff concerns about the proposal to divide it into single-family lots, the number of them and the driveway cuts that are being proposed. We didn't include that in your packet because we didn't have it, but we do have something now that you all will have to look at that. But at this point, I think it's appropriate to go ahead and annex it with protected residential zoning, which is our most restrictive classification. And classify Mineral Springs Road as a collector.
Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous? Any other business? Public comments?
Training, optional training at 2 o'clock on Friday in the third floor conference room for those of y'all that want to go ahead and get a jump on your
Looking
3
forward,
hours.
looking forward to it.
We look forward to
I'd just like to welcome Todd Carnes, Todd Lyle, and Ron Williams, council members who came today, and I believe Mr. Williams has some announcements for those.
I think we have a busy ice house coming up, so.
Yes, we do. Good morning. So, not many, we'll make this brief. March 23rd at the Ice House, we have the groundbreaking for the Ice House on Main Street at 10 a.m., which is this morning at 10. I think we are going to move it to the a.m. because of the weather. March 26th at the Ice House, we're going to have David Nail. The gates will open at 6 p.m. And then April 7th, the Lexington Live series will go live at 6:30 p.m. Lexington Live will be every Thursday night from April the 7th until May 26th. So we're having 8 shows that are all open to the public. The wine walk is scheduled for May the 7th, and your business can become an exhibitor if you like to do that. Would they contact Walker or?
Yeah, if you just go to the Wine Walk Facebook page or the Ice House Facebook page, and then
Okay, so
Wine Walker, and see that on Facebook, okay? Something pretty cool going on. I think some of y'all have seen it on Facebook already. Town staff came up with the idea to have a great Easter egg hunt. Great family activity. You go to all the different parks, over to the Ice House Amphitheater, even to Town Hall, and there's a Easter egg planted somewhere. Great, you kind of tell them where what egg is and send it back in for a chance at winning a prize. So, it's been real exciting on Facebook. Lots of folks picking them up. I think we just reprinted more cards, you said? So, that was a great deal by staff, and if y'all haven't gotten the card, they're here at Town Hall. Y'all have a great day, and thanks for volunteering and serving the citizens.
Any other? I don't see any media, so we'll move to adjourn. Thank you for watching the Town of Lexington Planning Commission in action. This meeting was held at Town Hall at 8 a.m. Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022. A recording of this meeting will be aired several times during the week on the town's information cable, channel 1301, and it can be viewed online at the Town of Lexington website. On behalf of the Town of Lexington Planning Commission and staff, I wish you a good day.